Hi everyone. Today's video is more of an appeal. A bit strange really, isn't it? Thanks. Some of you may be aware that there is a new case being made by the people who made the Amiga 1200 plastic cases, the replacement moulded cases. And they've got a new Indigo out for making these for the 500. It might seem strange if you know me or know my history, which I wouldn't expect you to, but if you do, it might seem strange for me to be saying this. So very briefly, my background: I fell in love with the Amiga 1000. I mean, I've always loved 1000 and I love the 3000. They're my two favourite Amigas, but the clue is I've always liked big box Amigas. But my first computer was an Amiga 500, and in fact it is probably had more influence on my life than any of the other Amigas. Why was that? Well, I got there first of all, and I could do lots of things. I mean, I bought a SCSI hard drive for it. I had loads of peripherals for it, and I used to do lots of graphics, 3D, all kinds of things, and I had a big SCSI drive, extra memory, and so on. The only problem with the 500s, which in those days was, whenever you want to expand it, put like more memory on it, or if you wanted to put, I don't mean internal memory, I mean if you wanted to put more memory into it, or you wanted to put a hard drive, that kind of thing, it meant sticking things on the outside, like the 590 GVP. They all stuck on the side, and whilst it's a pretty big case, I mean, it's a fairly large case, but by the time you stuck bits on the outside of it, it's you know, it got a bit silly. So towards the end of the 80s, I think about 89, I joined up with a guy called James Campbell, and we marketed this product. It gets there eventually. We marketed this product, so it's basically the Checkmate 1500. As you can see, you used to put 500 in it, hard drive in it, internal cards, and so you could expand it. And that was purely because you stick it on the outside. Now, let's go back. Nowadays, the 500 has got an awful lot of internal cards, accelerator cards, which you used to be able to get accelerator cards, but you couldn't get internal hard drives, that kind of thing. So nowadays you can buy these cards that you plug inside the case. I think The Witcher's one of them, Terrible Fire I think do one, and forgive me if I'm not naming all of them, but they can go inside the case, and not only can you put extra RAM on these things, you can have accelerator on it, you can put in it compact flash storage, you can even put things like the I've forgotten what it's called now, but the flicker fixers from individual computers that can go onto it. There's a load of things, and you literally just stick them all inside. Now, of course, then there's the Vampire. Now, what point I'm trying to make here is that the Amiga 500 has always been really expandable, but nowadays people can expand them internally. Now, this is where we get to the point. The one problem with these old cases is they're 30 years old, and a lot of them have gone. I mean, this one's actually not too bad. I mean, it took a lot of cleaning because this is not my original. I'll be honest. You notice it's open because I kind of like to play with it. But they fade, and the plastics weaken, and so on. And people have got, you know, they've broken their cases. But the motherboards, because they're protected by the case, they're in great condition. And sometimes you might have to replace your component, but basically your motherboard, your discs, and all the internal bits are actually in really good conditions. And sometimes, not all cases, but sometimes being let down by the external case. And they're probably not going to last forever. Even if you retrobrite them, what can happen is they will go yellow again, and you might have to do it again. There is the talk about they may make them brittle, etc. But what if there was a way that you could actually have a replacement case that didn't have all these problems? So this is where this new case comes in. I think this case is really important, and more important, the most important thing about it is they are making new molds to produce these cases. So these are not 3D printed cases. I mean, I don't have the 1200 case, I have to be honest. But I've ordered one of these 500 cases because I do have a soft spot for the 500, and I've got an A500 Plus motherboard, and I would like a really nice condition Amiga 500, but also know that in the future, down the road, because these are becoming more and more rare. I know they sold an awful lot of them, but most of them end up in landfill and scrap, and the cases are smashed and so on. But they are becoming very important. Now, having these molds, I think, is really crucial. Supporting this, even if you're not going to replace your 500, and this may sound like sacrilege, but I don't think it is. You may actually just want to put in something else into it. You know, you can put. I know that in the design they're doing Raspberry Pi editions, so you got Raspberry Pi mounting. They're putting vampires. So you can mount a vampire in it now, either as a standalone vampire, or I mean, I'm a massive vampire fan, and so you can take one of these 500s, you could put a vampire in it, and it really is amazing. So you know, to have it with a nice case, I looked into the bronze one, but yeah, it was a little bit steep, and I've known me, I'd scratch it. But they've got a whole load of options here, but the key thing is the molds. The molds are really expensive to make, but once they're made, you can just run off a batch, you know, and run off a batch of these things and sell them to the dealers, and they can keep in stock. And if you need one, you can go and buy one. At least you've got the option, and they're adding extra features to it. Also, there's things like the brass insert. So when you're screwing, you're not screwing into plastic, you're screwing into brass, which I think is a wonderful idea. So I think this is important. So let me just switch screens, and then let's go and have a look at this. Right, so what we've got here is this is being created by Philip Lang, and there's a few more people involved in this, but he's the lead guy behind it. And so they're making at the moment the molds for the cases, as you can see. Now this, at the moment, as it stands today, which is the 25th of May, they are at 120. They're 80%. So they've only got 20% to go, which is good news. But we just need to make sure they do make it to the end for this. Now, as far as quality is concerned, you've only got to look and talk to people who had the A1200 versions, and everyone has said across the board that they're absolutely wonderful quality. So the quality is going to be there. But if we scroll down, you can see we've got a whole number. Now, I came in. Sorry about that pinging, this stupid computer. I came in at this perk because I just wanted the case. It comes with everything I need. It's going to have the rubber feet. It's got my case metal badge. Really? Wow. And it's got all the Apollo Vampires features. So, for example, I'll probably end up putting the builder case with the vampire in it, and that'll be it. Now, because the old thing in the old days was, it was nice because you could stand a monitor behind it. They even used to have these nice little stands that you could put a monitor on top. But I wouldn't be surprised if you could literally just mount on top of this one of these new TFT screens, because they don't weigh anything, and I'm sure this case would take the weight. So there's loads of potential, and it's be really nice just to have a brand new case. So I went for the basic one because I'm a bit tight like that, and my money's being invested elsewhere at the moment. Great thing, this bit here, treated anti-UV. Basically, it's not going to go yellow. Okay, so these cases, they've learned lessons from the past. They're not going to go yellow. At the time, it seemed obviously it was important that they didn't catch fire. Now, these aren't going to catch fire, obviously, but now they've learned that these things go yellow. Not going to happen. Colours, loads of colours. I mean, crazy about the colours. And they're also going to be, what if I want keycaps? I believe the keycaps are the same as the 1200 ones. I believe if you've got Mitsumi keyboards. New compatible case for Amiga 500 plus computer. Okay, so we got to load it in, but they're also doing things like they've got this game that they're launching, like a pack with a load of extras and bits and pieces, and this this game that's been written. Now, people know I'm not really a games player, but I think that's quite a nice idea that you've got all this and you've got the game that comes with it. So it'd be probably a nice little package and comes with some extras and that kind of thing. Nothing better than a storyline, of course. Absolutely right. Here we go. Look, now this is where all the money's going, in these molds, and these molds are really crucial because you know, they're very expensive to make. I mean, they're really expensive to make. But once you've got the molds made, you can run the cases out a lot cheaper. So you know, that's why this thing, you know, it's cost a little bit, but they can run these cases off now then. And then, you know, we've already got the A1200 cases are now safe. So, you know, if the community needs some more, they could do another batch. They just run off a load more. And then the 500 one, we can have them run off a few more. I think it's really important. And let's go up here secondly. Keycaps. Yes, these are compatible with all models except one. Okay. And some very okay. So basically, if you've got if you've got the compatible keyboard, you can put the new ones, the keycaps that they've done already, to replace the ones that you've got. I want to get one of these Cherry Mex ones. I really do. I did hear talk that they're working on a potential keyboard, which I have obviously an ulterior motive in that. But yeah, so you can see, you know, here we go, the keycaps. I mean, I think this is absolutely wonderful. Now, my face may be in the way here, but they've got what do we got here? Bronze metal series A500 cases as a scourge. So this was the original problem. You see, a lot of our cases, I mean, even my one's probably a little bit like that. I mean, actually, this one's not quite that bad, and it's actually yellower than it looks on the screen. But it's not too bad, that one. I mean, it took a lot because I got it and it needed a lot of cleaning, but it wasn't too bad. But to have a nice shiny one again be absolutely fantastic. And you can see here we've got the before and after. So, you know, we screwed straight into the plastic where we're screwing into the brass inserts, which is something I'm taking note of. Apollo board, yeah, friendly design. So basically, if you've got your Vampire, if you've got a Vampire and you've got the one that plugs into the 500, you're laughing because you just plug it into the 500, all's good. And then you get these extra ports. So when you've got the cables to extend, like the Ethernet port, the HDMI port, they've got adapters and to sort you out there. And you'll also notice if you've got a standalone, this is actually showing the standalone board, but standalone will fit in there and it will use the same ports again. So here's the dedicated ports. So RJ45, SD card. Sorry, I wonder what that symbol meant. Micro SD card, I guess that means. USB socket and HDMI. Now, obviously, this is just showing a 3D printed one, so don't worry about that. But so they've basically got all this. So they're going to increase the functionality of the case, make it as good quality as the original, and I think it's going to be absolutely amazing. Again, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put that in, and everything's internal. Then you don't have to put anything on the outside. No plug-in drives, no nothing. It's all in one place, and I think that's amazing. So trapdoors, you know. Oh, they got the signatures. It's a shame about Dave Needle, but I understand what they're saying. Don't want to disturb the family. But it's great that they've got these on here for historical reasons. It's obviously Jeff Porter. What's in the box? Oh, obviously, you know, the cases. Well, there's loads of bits actually. I mean, I just went for the cases, but no, I want a case. Available colours. Now they got loads of colours. Look at these colours, and there's the original colour. White, then you got black, then you got translucent, and look at these, fantastic, grey, light grey, purple. I'm really lacking imagination. I've just gone for the original. I might have to change my mind. I might go for a different colour. I do like red actually. Anyway, moving on. So there's loads of colours you can go for. You know, what can I say? I mean, look. Oh, what's this, Dutch collector's pack? Oh, if you buy an awful lot, I don't know what that's all about. Anyway, there's a whole load of extra options in there. Oh, sold out, look. Oh, maybe that's also, oh, they're all sold out. Oh, okay, right. Anyway, so let me just get back up to here because I think it's quite a good little video. There you go. Not that one, that one. That's the molds. So, I hope you will want to join in and fund this. Let me see if I can go back to this and see if we can. Oh no, that's no good, is it? You don't just seal me. I hope that you will come in and fund this because they're at 80% now. As you can see, and this is literally live now. Where are we? Here we go. They're at 80%, another 20% to go. Oh, one thing I didn't mention, another reason for getting the more the merrier. If we scroll down, I thought this is a fantastic idea. I didn't get this far, did I? Look, I should have kept going. Past this, we want keycaps. Keycaps, standard cap. Oh, it's quite a long page, isn't it? Yeah, that was the one I was thinking of going for. I thought, man, that'd be great, but you know, my money's tied up at the moment. Look at that. I was so tempted, but decided not to. I keep going. Oh yeah, look, there's a whole vampire thing, an accessory kit. I mean, loads of stuff. Jeez, how long does this page go? Stretch goals, right? The mouse covers. So you got yourself a really nice case for your 500, but your mouse is looking a little bit tight. Or you might have got a red one, or you might have got the blue one, and you won't have a matching one. So they've got this mouse. If they get past this figure, then they can afford to make the molds to do this as well. So they'll throw that in for everyone. I think it's a fantastic idea, and I do hope they do this because, you know, I've got a number of these around, and it would be great to have one that matches. Now I may be tempted to change my colour. I hope they let me change it because I originally put for the white one, but I may be tempted to change my colour. And also, this is a complete side note, but I went round to see Neil from Retro Man Cave the other day, and he had these two amazing Amiga 500 keyboards. I didn't know they had real nice clickety ones. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with this, but it was really nice. It was really nice clicky one. So, yeah, I might be tempted to see if I can get hold of one of them for somewhere. But anyway, I hope that you will. Is there any more? Oh, this is the timeline, isn't it? And there was, yeah, all the people involved, Facebook. There you go. Well, you can go and look at that page at any time. So, to conclude, please buy it because I want to get my case. I really want to get a nice new case, and I do want one of them clicky clack, you know, keyboards as well. And more the merrier. I can get a new mouse of colour. So as I said, I might be tempted to go for red or blue. I don't know yet. The gold's just too much, to be fair, for personally, because if I wasn't paying for everything else I'm paying for at the moment, I might have gone for one, but it's a little bit too much at the moment. So, but yeah, so no, I think it's a fantastic project, and they have a track record. You know, they've done this before, twice. They've done the original 1200 case, and they've done the keycaps. I think we can trust them. Yeah, and they've got other projects in the pipeline. If this is a success, they've got another project that they were talking to me. But I'm assuming I can mention this because they've talked to on Amiga Bill's site. So they're working on a keyboard, a potential new keyboard in the future. I mean, this is a bit in the distance, obviously, because this kind of work is very complex. But they're looking into doing a keyboard. Now, I would love an external keyboard with a clickety-clack keyboard, you know, with proper Cherry MX keyboard in it, and oh my god, with the Amiga keycaps, and that'd just be to die for. So yeah, I think they're going to be onto something. But as he said, you know, it's one step at a time. So you know, we need to support this company. I'm a massive fan, and I love what I will admit, you know, I've not seen the original 1200 case, but I've spoken to a number of people, and they just singing their praises. So I have no doubt this thing's absolutely amazing. Anyway, so that's that. As usual, I waffled on way too long. I want a new case for my 500. So the more people that jump in, the better. And hopefully we can get this passed, and maybe get it to the 180, so we can all get new mice, you know, new mice case as well, because it'd be absolutely fantastic. And if they get past that, I might definitely change my colour. I do like. I don't know what colour though. And is he? You know? Oh, you're gonna go. I don't know what colour. I might go for grey. The grey look really nice if I can get grey keys as well. But no, fantastic. I love it. So, is this the longest outro ever? Okay, I'm out of here. All right, thanks very much, and I hope you do get involved. Cheers, bye.